Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Becky D, live in the morning, 5 days a week at 7 a.m. All right, you guys, let's talk today, okay? Let's really talk today. We, as individuals, are constantly healing from various different things, whether it be relationships, maybe it's facing a recent death, maybe it's losing a job or just losing a best friend. Whatever it is, we're constantly healing from something. But the key is that we're healing. That's the key to this all, right? We must recognize that we ourselves are overcoming things that we didn't think was an option beforehand. We didn't see it as an option beforehand. Before, it was detriment and just like, D-Day for us, right? It was the day that we weren't coming back from this. It didn't look good. But we did, right? We went through our darkness. We recovered everything. And here we are now. Here we are in the light. And we still see dark spots. For all of us who may have vision problems along the way, and we do occasionally actually see dark spots, let's talk about it, okay? It's like you could see, but your vision is slightly impaired. It's like you could feel, but your body is numb. It's like you're there, but you're really not. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing weird going on. It's just that your body is in a transition period. Just like we don't immediately jump into, from hot to cold. We transition, right? We don't immediately just go through withdrawals and all right, we're better. There's a transition period. That withdrawal period is that transition period. Everything has a transition period. And we would do ourselves a grave injustice if we didn't recognize the transition, right? We're all transitioning right now. We're all trying to figure it out. And in that figuring it out, there may be moments where we're really questioning things, right? Where you start to experience minor setbacks where you're sitting there like, do I really want to do this? Is this the job for me? What would others think? Boom, stop right there. First of all, who cares what they think, right? Again, you living your life for you, boo. And then you're like, man, well, I thought I really loved her or him, but, I don't know. What would my family think? Boom, stop right there, right? Because then you'll start to see a correlation, right? Then you have to remember that your past situations, whether it's work, church, relationship, whatever the case may be, doesn't have to be your present, right? Because you have more control and everybody's different. But then if it's dealing with a death, right? Remember that person for all of that they were and love the way they did 10 times more, right? My great grandmother, I miss her dearly every single day. And I would find myself hurt if when I got in the kitchen, I didn't cook like I was cooking for her every day. That is the way I deal with mine, right? Because she was a cook. That's what she did. She was great at it. To this day, spaghetti has not tasted the same. Okay, sweet potato pies does not taste the same. Because that was her and that was her calling. So the way I remember her every single time I step into a kitchen, if it's mine or if it's not, if I'm cooking for somebody else, I'm going to cook to not only feed your stomach, but I'm going to feed your soul, right? Because that's what she did. And I try my hardest every single day just to cook like her, right? Every single relationship that I get into, I don't try to put the past trauma that I've dealt with onto the next person. Only thing that we're going to do together is heal from it, communicate, and try to be better for ourselves in every single relationship, right? Because eventually you'll find somebody who's willing to stick through it all right? No matter what, ups and downs. And you got to be careful because sometimes ups and downs, what people think are downs, are not really downs. They're just things that like, oh, well, you could tolerate it, put up or shut up type thing, right? What they fail to realize is that you can't continue to sit in a situation and be abused. are being manipulated or anything like that. When you're dealing with any realm of life, right? Even in jobs, because relationships and jobs, they go hand in hand so crazily, it's scary. That you gotta watch yourself, right? Because your work relationships do have an effect on you too. Like, y'all, it's the small things that add up, and that is very true. So, at a job, full disclosure, not gonna give any names, feel so unappreciated. I had people not really want to speak to me, and it's just like, oh, I'll speak to you out of like formality, or if I really got to because somebody else looking. And then we were doing like something on the wall, and everybody's name is up there, and I don't know what made me look at it, but one day I really looked, and I was like, yo, because he can spot you in a crowd, right? I was like, yo, my name ain't up there. And I didn't say anything. So I was like, oh, wow, you don't even recognize me as a person of the same status as you. That's what's up, bet. And, and then it was crazy because I was like, even one of the new manager positions, they already had their name up there. And I was like, dang, I've been here since day one, right? But that's toxic, right? Let me manipulate you and make you feel pretty and loved enough to keep this position, right? But that's right there when I know that my God has bigger for me. More to come on that. And then you turn around and you have my other place of business where I needed to take some time off. And I was asking them like, hey, I remember mentioning this in an earlier podcast. What must I do for a leave of absence? And they said, hey, send us an email. Don't need to know the details unless it's medical. If it's medical, we're just going to need you to submit some paperwork before you can return. Other than that, take as much time as you need. We're here for you. And then literally later in my shift, they came by and they were like, you do know that we love you. And that if you need somebody to talk to, we're here. When I tell you the attraction is night and day. It's like I will bend over backwards to try to make myself and my schedule work for them versus that other job. Because that other job doesn't appreciate me the way this job does. They tolerate me because they know they need me for a service. The same thing in relationships. You can let a person continue to tolerate you and use you and abuse you for the rest of your life. Or you can get on board with somebody who's there to fully understand and love you the way you want to be loved. Right? And if you think your love language today is abuse, please holla at me. All right? Hit me up on my Facebook page. We need to have a serious conversation because that ain't it. All right. I'm going to stop right there for today before I get carried away. But as you guys know, my name is Becky D with Becky D in the Morning. I will definitely be talking with you all tomorrow morning.